So today we're going to talk about some sexual allegations from Notion Faraji against Fox Sports. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. So, unfortunately, we don't get a chance to talk about sex much, Rob, because we're doing sports since we don't have a porno channel. But we get to talk about it today because it's all in the news. Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, and Notion Faraji, who's the woman that filed a lawsuit against Fox Sports and and some individuals too, actually. She filed a lawsuit in federal court against the Fox Corporation, Fox Sports Holding, Charlie Dixon, who we'll get to, Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, and other people. And it's a class action suit and an individual complaint. And, failure to pay, sexual battery, hostile environment, things of that. And she has 14 different things listed. I won't list them all. She basically does the hair and makeup for the Fox sports personalities. That's the impression I got.
Right.
And there's all sorts of allegations here. And they start out with Skip Bayless, who apparently harassed her for, it looks like, years. Now, Skip Bayless, just so you know, is married. This woman is a single mother, so she's not married, but she had no interest in Skip Bayless. But Skip Bayless didn't take no for an answer and offered her $1.5 million for sex.
So, $1.5 million.
She's nice looking, but she ain't that nice looking.
Hey, Skip. Hello, you.
So she worked at the company for over a decade, and she detailed allegations of sexual harassment from former FSI host Skip Bayless and Fox Sports executive Charlie Dixon, along with racially insensitive comments by current FS1 host Joy Taylor. And there was several things that came out. First of all, they were mostly against Skip Bayless. According to her allegations, Bayless spent years making sexual advancements towards her, and this including lingering hugs and kisses on the cheek while putting his body against hers and pressing against her breasts during the normal course of Bayless hairstyling. How is she doing his hair?
He's leaning back like this, Mark. So he's doing her, and
I'm trying to picture that. How she's doing his hair.
There, and he's leaning back like they're pillows or something, so.
Right. At one point during a haircut, Bayless referred to Faraji as voluptuous. And with English being her second language, she was not familiar with the term. And I don't know. When she found out, she was supposedly mortified. I don't know why you're being mortified for being called voluptuous, but okay.
Well, I mean, that's depending on your culture, Mark. That is, I mean, you got to think about the culture. That's why she's thinking about that. That's very rude. I mean, it is. It's rude to call someone that, but especially if it's depending on the culture. Yeah, it is.
Anyways, Bayless started out more aggressive and direct in his advances, and she declined, stated she did not date at work, and she's a single mom and needed her job. Skip Bayless was taking advantage of the fact that, she really needed this job because she was a single mom, and she was probably getting paid good money at a big corporation like that, Rob, for doing hair and makeup that she can't make other places.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's really sad that, I mean, that they have to do to take advantage of someone like that, knowing that she's not from here. And that's what usually happens. Sometimes they try to take advantage. People in power try to take advantage of women that way. And it's not right. No means no. She doesn't like you, but just because you think who you are, you're executive, you're Skip Bayless, whatever, that's just, you just don't do that.
Well, obviously what he did was wrong. And then she had a health issue. She thought, okay, maybe she'll leave me alone. She mentioned the health issue. That didn't stop. Bayless grabbed her hands, began kissing them, offered her $1.5 million to have sex. And then she excused herself to leave. And then he told her that he fantasized about having sex with her and asked how much money it would take for her to have sex with him. And she stated he already refused $1.5 million, and the answer isn't going to change. And Bayless said, "The more you say no, the more I want you." All right, so Right
So
now, I wonder how's Skip Bayless doing at home with his wife after these allegations came out, Rob.
so no means yes to him. Like almost like some guys don't, they think because the woman says no, she's actually saying yes. No means she means no. So move on, leave her alone.
Well, it gets worse because then he said a week later he made another advance. I guess he didn't stop, and she said, "Skip, stop. You have a wife." And he said, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" And she responded, her dad was dead, and Mr. Bayless was taken aback and made an excuse to leave. This is pretty bad.
So Mark, with this, just to know, just in the spot, you're representing her. Just in those allegations right there, which they're allegations, but they seem pretty strong allegations. Do you think she has a valid case?
Yes. But the question is, did she report it to Human Relations? So that will help her case if she did. If she reported it and they didn't do anything, that would make her case better, obviously. I think even a non-lawyer would know that.
Right.
So there's no indication that she reported this. So I think that's a weakness in her case. But at the same time, these are bad allegations because he's in a position of authority over her in the sense that, even though she's just doing her hair and she's not working directly under him for in terms of writing for the show or something like that or producing for the show, she still works under him in the sense that she's doing his hair and makeup.
Well, maybe she felt that, in some cases with women, they feel even going up to the higher or going to human relationship doesn't really it's going to help, especially in that type of corporation. If there's him, and then there's other people, executives, who are they going to believe? So that's what they're thinking.
And some people are going to say, well, why didn't she quit? And I'm going to say it's probably because she was making really good money that she can't make other places doing hair and makeup. And that's probably why. And anyways, it went on. After she repeatedly shut off Bayless's advances, Bayless accused her of having sex with undisputed co-host and professional rival Shannon Sharp. So, now he gets upset. Like he thinks, well, she must be, if she's not sleeping with me, she must be sleeping with Shannon already. I don't know if that's what his thinking is.
Yeah.
And then she denied that and said he had no feelings towards Mr. Sharp and never slept with him or any other talent member or employee at Fox. So then Bayless stated he had heard her talk to Mr. Sharp about her vagina. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what Bayless accuses. All right, that was pretty much the allegations of Bayless. That's bad enough. But there's more going on with Fox, which shouldn't surprise anybody, given the Fox News had allegations of sexual harassment, Rob, there also.
It seems to be like a thing there. I mean, people like Fox News, and I'm not going to go into the political stuff like that, but it seems like they've had some problems with sexual harassment within their company organization.
So at Fox, and I know I'm on LinkedIn, Charlie Dixon is the head of content at Fox Sports. It looks like he's number 1 in content, and he's been there in that title for 9 years and 6 months. And some of this stuff's been going on for years, and it's so he's really high up there. And Rob, what I found interesting, I looked at his LinkedIn profile, is he went to Hobart and William Smith colleges.
Oh, that's nearby where we live.
It says colleges, and he was a BS in European history.
Huh.
And somehow he worked himself. He didn't have a degree in communication or anything like that. And he worked himself all the way up into head of content at Fox Sports. He started working in programming and production and was a producer. And then he somehow got this job. So he must have been good at the lower stuff. But I didn't know that you could go into BS. That's the way to get a job in sports.
Wow. Without any kind of qualifications in that
European
field.
History.
Wow.
I found that really interesting that was his major. Joy Taylor right now has her own show called Speak, and it's a talk show, and she has panelists Keyshawn Johnson and Paul Pierce, and she used to have Emmanuel Ocho, LaShawn McCoy, and James Jones. And I want to say LaShawn McCoy, I want to put a shout out for him, Rob, because when Caitlin Clark didn't make the Olympic team, he stood up for her and said she should be on the team. She did not think she should be, of course, because almost none of the black females thought Caitlin Clark should be on there. He's a former linebacker, Emmanuel Oko, and he comes into this story. So more allegations go on, Rob. Before landing her major role as a host and moderator of Undisputed, Faraji alleges that Joy Taylor engaged in a sexual relationship with none other than Charlie Dixon, the Fox executive, to secure the position. According to the lawsuit, this
Whoa.
arrangement helped Taylor secure the job, but ultimately contributed to the breakdown of her marriage shortly after tying the knot. So she was married in 2016 and got divorced in 2017. So apparently that didn't last for.
I wonder why. As
far as I think Mr. Dixon is also married. So in approximately May of 2016, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji to have a drink and meet in Santa Monica. When she arrived, she found Taylor with an older man. Now I looked this up. It looks like Dixon was around 41 at the time, and Taylor was around 29. So it wasn't a huge difference in age, especially since Taylor was already 29. It's about 8 years ago. So anyways, so he said older man, and he's who he is, the vice president of content, executive vice president of content. And he's responsible for overseeing all content and production in FS1. She did not know Mr. Dixon, but from their body language, she suspected the pair were sleeping with each other. And although this concerned her, she knew Miss Taylor was recently married. She kept her opinion to herself. So Skip Bayless did not want Miss Taylor on the show, but Mr. Dixon was adamant about it, and that's how she ended up on the show. And, he said, basically asked Skip Bayless to do her a favor and let him on this show. So reluctantly, Skip Bayless agreed to do her a favor and put him on the show.
He said, Skip, do me a solid. Can you do me a solid and put her on the show?
Right. And at first, Dixon arranged a dinner between Bayless and Miss Taylor where she arrived in provocative clothing and acted in a provocative manner. So it sounds like Joy Taylor was actually, she was flirting with, she's married, she's having an affair with Dixon, and she's flirting with Skip Bayless so she can be the host of Undisputed. Talk about, using your looks. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So on August 20, 2016, she attended a dinner with Miss Taylor and her husband and Mr. Dixon and his wife. And during the dinner, Miss Taylor's husband became suspicious that Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were having a sexual relationship. Soon after that dinner, Miss Taylor's husband found evidence of inappropriate relationship and divorced Miss Taylor. So according to her, it's been proven that she was having an affair with Charlie Dixon. Mm-hmm. So she got the job, it looks like, through sleeping with Charlie Dixon. So not just on her looks, but she got that. She does, to give her credit, Rob, she does have a degree in communications.
Okay.
Joy Taylor. So I want to be clear on that. She's not in history like Charlie Dixon.
We'll give her that.
So Faraji, she attended Joy Taylor's birthday party in 2017 and was subjected to an alleged groping by Charlie Dixon after the hairstylist had been awarded a position working on Undisputed. So she got the job and then got groped. It wasn't like she allowed the groping and then took the job. So she's saying, this mortified her and everything like that. So this happened at a party. She grabbed her butt even, and she just quickly left after that. So Charlie Dixon did that. So he's in trouble for that. So she didn't know who to turn to, but she knew Miss Taylor was sleeping with Dixon. So she turned to her, and Miss Taylor responded, "Get over it," and explained that she herself only had her job because Mr. Dixon, and that Miss Faraji only had her job because Miss Taylor requested her. She warned her that Mr. Dixon could take both away. So she was very unsympathetic to the fact that she was getting sexually harassed by Mr. Dixon and got groped by grabbing her buttocks, Rob.
So it's to deal with it, honey. That's the way it rolls here.
Right. Which is kind of strange because Faraji didn't do anything, to inappropriate to get the job, but yet she's got to deal with it. So later in Faraji's tenure at Fox, a female talent member was allegedly fired for refusing to have sex with Dixon. Now, that's not a surprise given what we just heard. So Miss Faraji called Miss Taylor to convey what she found out, and Miss Taylor responded, "No one gives an F about her," or the talk show host who had reported Mr. Dixon. So she later observed Miss Taylor's remarks appeared accurate, as no actions were taken to address the concern that she raised about the woman that got fired, and because Dixon wouldn't sleep with Dixon. So this would help her lawsuit. We'll stop right there. This would help her lawsuit that Dixon got someone fired because she wouldn't sleep with her. So that would help Miss Faraji. Now, there's no indication that Mr. Dixon said to Miss Faraji, either sleep with me or you'll get fired. Because apparently she didn't get fired. So she worked there a long time. So we have to say that didn't happen. She said, if it was not already apparent, it became even more clear that Fox enabled high-ranking individuals to abuse the authority, exerting undue control over female talent and employees. That doesn't surprise me at all, given what we heard about Fox News.
Yeah.
Anyways, the plot thickens. Joy Taylor, now newly engaged to former NBA guard Earl Watson. So following divorce from her first husband, her engagement was broken off after Watson learns of her infidelity. So she's married, has the affair with Dixon, continues the affair with Dixon, gets engaged to Watson, and then breaks it off with Watson when Watson finds out that all along she was having sex with Dixon, even when they were dating and getting engaged.
She got problems.
Subsequently, Dixon allegedly pays for the couple's wedding deposits in exchange for Watson's silence. Oh my God.
Wow.
After learning of Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon's sexual relationship, Miss Taylor, then fiance, broke off the engagement and threatened to go public with all that he knew. So that's where he basically paid for the wedding deposits, so he wouldn't. He got paid for his silence. So this has not stopped. Joy Taylor again uses her sexuality again on the show, according to Faraji. She alleges that Joy Taylor used her sexuality to secure a spot on another show. This time it was former NFL player and current FSN1 analyst Emmanuel Ocho, who at the time was a member of Speak for Yourself, which is interesting because now Miss Taylor is the host of Speak, and it used to be called Speak for Yourself. So Miss Taylor asked Miss Ferrari to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When she arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Ocho. Miss Ferrari did not know Mr. Ocho, but could tell that the two were romantically involved. All right, so so far we got Miss Taylor with her husband. We got Mr. Dixon. We got her fiance. And now we got Ocho. He's sleeping with 4 people in this 4-year period. But she can sleep with many people she wants, I guess. But, be nice if she was faithful to her husband or fiancés. All right. A few months after the meeting at the lunch, she noticed them at the hallway at work. And when she approached Miss Taylor, Mr. Ocho also worked at Fox. So she confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Ocho to eventually recommend her for the show. And so Miss Ferrari was alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Oco at the same time. Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man and may become angry. And here's the great response, Rob. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. Like Rob. I don't know what to say.
Well, talk about your drama or soap operas. That sounds like a soap opera to me.
I will say that it sounds like Miss Taylor she knows what she's doing in order to get ahead. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what I want to say because this is a family show. So
right, she's got devilish plans here. So she also, in a lawsuit, says that she was at a steakhouse and a Fox employee called her "F you Persian bee." She's got Persian ancestry. And the dinner ended as Miss M broke a glass and threatened to harm herself. All right. So, anyways, it looks like they gave her a rough time at this place. Yeah. Rob, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a valid lawsuit, and I think she's going to make some big money.
Right. And then it's interesting was that Dixon's wife was put on the payroll to keep her silence about the affairs that he's having. Instead of Miss Dixon getting divorced from Dixon, they put her on the payroll and say, hey, just keep quiet and you'll continue to get good money from us and with your husband. So I don't know what to say, Rob.
Wow. Money talks. And
then Bayless again tried to coerce Faraji into sex and tells her that he loves her. And that was in 2023. So this he was obsessed with her for years, it looks like, Rob.
Yeah. We'll see
This
how
is
this plays out.
this is bad for Fox. It doesn't
No,
make
no, it's not, Mark. It's not bad. This is normal for Fox. It's not bad. This is normal
well
Fox thing. It's sad, but it's
normal,
very
but it's
sad
still
that that a corporation like that just allows all this stuff all through the Fox News, and you got a person who's trying to be in the cabinet, the same thing going on with them, who works for Fox News, and this is crazy. I mean, so people should not get away with it. Hopefully,
right.
this lawsuit will go through and be exposed. And
Well, you could also argue Joe Taylor shouldn't get a job because she's sleeping with the head of the sports executive. If she gets a job because she's attractive, fine. That's going to get him ratings. But she got the job for sleeping with the guy that's the head of content. You could argue that's not right.
Yeah, that's sad.
That's not fair to the other people who are maybe more talented than her.
Yeah,
because she has the looks to do it.
right. That's sad.
So,
That's
if a bunch of people were sitting around a table and the guy sees someone like Joy Taylor and said, "Well, she probably slept her way to get the job," the woman would say that's sexist. But sometimes it happens because it looks like it happened in this case. Of course, these are allegations. We don't know if any of this is true, but it happens. I mean, it's happened in Hollywood for decades. I mean, more than decades.
Well, not just Hollywood. It's been going on in the business world forever, Mark. So
right. But anyways, so it's I think it's a good lawsuit. Other than the fact that I don't think she reported this to Human Resources at all. At least I didn't see it in the excerpts that I saw that she did. I didn't read the whole lawsuit. So, but anyways, we'll see what happens. This lawsuit will probably take, unless they settle, it's going to take a long time because these are pretty serious allegations.
yeah.
So
it'll get settled because it'll get settled, Mark, because they want to get out of the way. They'll pay her. They'll ask her how much money she wants, and they'll pay it off. Yeah. The lawyers say, "Okay, this is money," and then it'll probably go away, which is really kind of a sad thing that this type of behavior. Now you see it more now. It's like I said, it's been going on for years with business and whatever, but with this exposure like that, hopefully expose the people who did this. Something will happen to them, but I doubt it.
Right. And our friend AK Nation, who's called into our show the last 2 Mondays, he did a video on this and he showed a tape where Joy Taylor talks about the fact that she has to be twice as good in order to get credit as being a good sports commentator. When it looks like to me, like she didn't have to be nearly as good in order to get the job. All she had to do was sleep with the right person.
Yeah.
So I don't think she had to be twice as good. She had
I don't think so.
Be half as good. So I find that very contradictory. So anyways, but Skip Bayless looks the worst here of everybody. Him and Charlie Dixon, they look pretty bad.
Yeah.
The guys here.
All righty.
All right. So anyways, let us know what you think down below. I found it, and I know I was smiling some during this. I think it's ridiculous. I'm taking it serious though for that because I feel sorry for the woman. So hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video. And we can talk about this tonight. Both Rob and I will be in the live show. Rob's not going into work. There's too much snow.
Snowed in. I'm snowed in, Mark. I'm snowed in down here in Virginia.
And you can call in if you want. And if you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.